glad you called. You finally ready to explain yourself?
I don't know what I'm supposed to explain. I'm not the idiot who thinks that internet comedians are the biggest problem in the universe.
Don't get fucking sarcastic with me. I don't know how you've snuck around this far or what you're a part of, but this is not gonna end well for you.
That's the fucking problem. I'm not a part of anything. I just know a lot. You can waste your time demonizing me over politics, or you can accept the help that I'm trying to give to you.
I don't think I want to.
I knew you wouldn't. I don't know how cryptic the messages in these videos are to the strangers that watch them, but I began this series as a way to cope with some very real tragedies in my life. It isn't a question that federal agents have taken up lurking as a means of hunting down potential mass killers. We're all aware of their obvious presence. The issue is that these efforts are fruitless and will continue to be because of the following barriers. There's no denying that our culture has grown more and more autistic over the past few decades, the most obvious trait being the inability to comprehend satire. Humor has reached a status of sin that is unforgivable in the cult of progressive ideology. The darker the comedy, the harsher the consequences. And the most unfortunate aspect of this is that the deeper messages of these jokes are not realized. I've stated that the most upsetting part of the censorship of Elliot Rodger content on YouTube for me was that the proposal of empathy for those who relate to him was lost with these videos.
The theory is that the reason YouTube has just not said anything about this, despite just obviously wiping Mumkey off of YouTube, is that it's part of a classified investigation by either the Canadian government or just a joint operation with the US government. It's part of a big investigation to get to the bottom of incel culture and kind of just like, it's sort of like anti-terrorism. They're carrying out anti-terrorist operatives.
Bedhead Bernie has recently had some FBI visits because he would post things like, "At FBI, I am God, you are dead." Just stupid meme shit. And he told me this, and I don't know if I believe him, but he was being completely dead serious. He said when they came to visit him, they mentioned Mumkey Jones and said that I was a bad influence and that he shouldn't associate with me. Which, if that's true, that's really fucking creepy that they would even know about me.
They're watching.
Comedy was merely the vessel by which these messages of kindness were being delivered, and I don't think that's a punishable offense. It may not be easy to understand that laughter is a coping mechanism for many, but that doesn't mean that the greater points being made should be trivialized. I understand that law enforcement err on the side of caution, and I would rather them investigate and find nothing than ignore a less obvious threat. However, the tone of these analytical videos is not indicative of a lack of empathy.
If you need any more evidence that we're currently living in clown world, beyond the fact that FBI agents are getting paid with taxpayer dollars to watch Eggy streams for 12 hours straight, I don't know what else to tell you. God, what an existence, Eggy.
Internet censorship is both reactionary and deliberate. Only recognized news organizations seem to have the right to speak about the subject of mass violence. Independent voices are restricted under the claim that these accounts are glorifying violence.
Glorifying? I wasn't glorifying shit! Susan, you are literally too stupid to understand my videos!
Though there are some instances of people being offered jobs as paid informants, these creators are usually labeled as threats and interrogated, no matter how sincere and compassionate they are.
You got basically catfished by the CBC.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just into like an ambush where they were just gaslighting you over just being an incel terrorist leader or something like that.
So I'll get added by Catherine Price on Discord. I get a video call by Catherine Price, and I open it up, and it's some old man. I'm like, like, who? Is this where's Catherine? Oh, you don't need to know about that. This is not. We are here. You know, you don't need to. I'm the one asking the questions here. Okay. What is your involvement with these terrorists? What is your why are you promote this? You think this is great? You love this? I was kind of talking my stuff and kind of talking how I do, and having a little bit of humor about things, or whatever. He would like anytime I would kind of start laughing, he would be like making noises. He would be like, this is serious. This is serious. People are dead because of you and people like you and all this stuff like that. He was just like, the dude was totally deranged.
This is especially unfortunate because these agents are cultural outsiders, and I argue that a more open line of communication is the only way for them to develop better threat detection skills. It's this idiotic concept that talking about something makes you guilty of that thing that makes it so difficult for these subcultures to be understood and monitored accordingly. There are certain realities that are obvious to my subscribers, but considered unspeakable to the American public. The duality of the sexes is a fact of life that dates back to human creation. There is an innate need for companionship that exists even in those with social disabilities. Egalitarianism has led to a slow reversal of these polarities, and this doesn't pair well with the rise of autism spectrum disorder. The basic needs of the sexes are unmet, and this is the worst impact for people on the spectrum.
How autism had affected certain online communities, and sort of how I mentioned a little bit even yesterday, how you get people who are young and have sort of an antisocial tendency or a little bit autistic or whatever to get into an echo chamber online. It can maybe warp their brain a little bit.
I know that most incel men are non-violent, but that doesn't make their loneliness irrelevant. As knowledgeable and as passionate as I may be about autism and preventing these attacks, my points of view are just too archaic and controversial to consider. As much as I wish I had the chance, it pains me to admit that I don't think that the FBI would ever listen to a person like me. Dear Lord, I feel so incredibly close to doing the things that I want to do for you. I've been waiting and praying for so long. I just hope that you let me reach it.